Hello and welcome to the Out of the Ordinary Friends podcast. My name is Zach. To my left, we have Andrew Silva.
Hello.
And across from me, we have Alex Silva.
Oh, hello. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
I'm good.
We're short a man today.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I didn't mention somebody. We're missing one of our compadres today.
Michael.
Yeah, for a very special reason.
Yeah, today is October 5th, his birthday. Happy birthday, Michael.
Yeah, congratulations.
Nice.
You
Happy
got a year
birthday.
older.
Happy birthday.
If you would like to know a social security number, look us up on podbean.com and it's there. All right.
All the information's there. It's not private at all, especially Michael's.
Oh,
If
Yeah.
you want to send him a birthday wish,
Yeah,
You know,
steal his identity.
steal his
That'd be cool,
identity,
too.
get into his bank account, whatever you may please. I'm pretty sure he won't mind at all.
Be a fun birthday surprise.
Like, hey, look at this. Hey, Mike, you see your bank account? You got no money, bro.
You know all
What'd you
those
guys do?
robot calls that say like, there's a warrant out for you
Yeah.
for your arrest? Now it's going to be true.
Oh, my God. Do you get that a lot?
Not anymore.
You know what I got was calls from the IRS. The IRS.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, your account's about to be suspended for some suspicious activities. Like, what'd I do?
Yeah.
What have I done?
And we'll tell you if you send us money.
Yeah.
I get more of this service on your computer has expired.
Oh, really?
Call. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's that. It's not the IRS.
like your virus protection or what is it?
Just
Do they
service.
even say?
No, they don't
Okay.
say
Just
it.
the
It's just
service.
this computer service.
Yeah. Your computer will cease to exist if you do not pay us.
Do you have
I get that
virus
all
protection?
the time. Huh?
Do you have virus protection?
I think it expired.
So you're just winging it now.
Yeah.
How's that?
I haven't been doing it for a while, so.
But is
not
your
too
computer slow as fuck or what?
No. Well, I don't do anything that complicated on it.
That's good.
I mean, the virus protection stuff, most of that is garbage and
Yeah.
it slows down your computer more.
So why do they like promote it and like put it in like
So
your
you
bundle
pay
or
them?
stuff? Really?
It's like a sponsorship.
Well, I always thought like Macs were like not Macs. PCs were like super prone to viruses. That's what
If
everyone
you're
tells me.
stupid, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you click on all the ads on the side of like websites,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get a lot of viruses.
So like, is it true that Macs don't get viruses then?
They technically can, but it's much harder.
Really?
It's much since it's like a closed ecosystem. They have a lot more control, so they can make sure like viruses don't run rampant around. But I mean, they still find their way in there. Every
Yeah, I'm
now and
sure
then,
they
but-
can, but not
but-
as like easy as a PC, right? To
Yeah,
invade.
yeah, because like it's such an open software.
Yeah.
I mean, we made a virus in our computer programming class once, just for fun,
Yeah.
and we started spreading it to all the other computers in the computer lab.
Why?
Just to see if it would work.
Oh, okay. Then you wiped it, right? Or
Yeah.
did you clean it? Yeah.
We're not actually evil.
Well, that's good because like
We just
shit.
wanted to see if it would actually do what we wanted it to do.
One time I got malware on my old PC and that fucked everything up. That fucked everything. I can't remember what I did. Oh, you know what I did? Is Google Chrome, something popped up on Google Chrome. You need to update your Google Chrome.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh shit, I'll update my Google
That'll
Chrome
get you.
right now. Boop, done. But then I was able to get malware bytes, thank God. And
How's that?
It like cleans malware from your computer, so like you're fine. I got like a 30-day trial. After that I had to pay, but like after that I was like, no more. I can't be falling for this bullshit again. Like your Adobe Flash player needs an update. Is that a trick too?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
not all the time. I mean, there are times when it does need an update, but
Yeah.
like probably 85% of the time, you should not click on it.
When can you trust those updates though? If it comes from the computer itself?
I
not
mean,
like
if you see it in a spot where it has no business being there,
yeah.
do not click. Like where if it looks like it's in a spot where there should be like an ad or something, do not click there.
Yeah.
That is 100% trying to get your money.
Yeah. So will one ad like fuck your computer hard?
It depends. It can. It depends on the virus.
Fuck that shit. God damn. Anyways, boys, how was your week?
It's pretty good.
It's good.
Really cool.
It was
It's been
cool.
pretty cool lately.
I love
Thank
it.
God. In the morning, it's cold as fuck, actually.
I've been able to leave my window open all day.
Oh, that's nice.
It's so fantastic.
Nice. You guys turn off your AC?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love the breeze. I'm a Swedish person by blood, so
Mm-hmm.
I love the cold.
Yeah, you're Nordic. That's right.
I enjoy it too. I don't know. It's just this weird thing.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing that you like the cold.
You like being
Yeah.
cool, right?
I've been cool, yes. I don't like it getting too hot.
Oh no, fuck no. Especially because it's October.
Yeah.
Yeah, but too bad it's getting back up to 90.
I know. I saw that. I was like, what?
I saw
the
that shit too.
fuck?
I saw that shit. I was like, fuck this, man. Fuck this. By the way, it's sober October for me.
For you, yes.
Congratulations.
5 days, boo. 5 days.
You've made it 5 days.
I've made it
Good.
5 full days. Now we have a buddy that's doing it with me, I think, and he texted me today. You guys know him. I'm not going to say it on the air,
Yeah.
but he said, "How's your sober October? Still sober?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, boo. You?" And he's like, "Yes." I was shocked as fuck. I was like, "Damn, I thought this guy was going to break before me, like for sure." And I think all you guys thought I was going to break too, right?
Well, you've tried it once
Yeah.
and you couldn't make a day, so that's kind of why everyone thinks you won't make it.
Yeah.
Well, what was this thing for Lent?
That, just not drinking.
Yeah, don't drink, and
Yeah.
then one day, and you're like, oh, just have a beer.
Yeah, and then after that, it spiraled out of control. Like, oh fuck,
Drinking
me,
a whole
man.
6-pack. Like,
No, but I've been pretty clean lately. Clean like I'm an addict.
Yeah.
I haven't
5
been-
days sober.
I haven't been drinking. I don't have a problem. Clearly, I do like to drink, but I don't have a problem. No, don't. I don't have a problem. I've also been going to the gym lately.
all right.
Yeah, I've been feeling pretty good about myself, and yeah, been pretty good.
Andrew, what was that? Do you not believe that he's going to the gym?
Well, we only went like 1 day or 2 days.
I've gone 2 days.
Hey, that's pretty good so far.
Yeah,
That
I'm gonna
is-
go on Monday too. I need new shoes though. My shoes are fucking killing me. I've had those shoes for like 3 or 4 years, and like
Face
inside there's like no, like they're just like
No padding
no
anymore.
padding. Like the padding's going away. The soles on the bottom are getting like eroded away too. So it's like
It's getting to the point, I think, I haven't looked at them in a while, but the last time I saw it looked like the sole, like the outside bottom of your shoe is gone, and it's now getting to the, what is it, the padding that his foot is
Yeah.
actually on is starting to be exposed.
that's what it feels like. It's been quite a while since I got new shoes.
So it's
I'm gonna
like,
get some
fuck,
new ones.
man.
So I think I've gone through maybe 6 pairs of like running shoes or athletic shoes, whatever you want to call it, in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever that happens, I have this old pair of like sneakers that I got from like my freshman year of high school. That was, how many years ago was that? That's like 9 years ago.
Oh my god!
Oh,
really?
yeah.
And they're still like holding up better than all of these shoes that are supposed to be like brand new.
Yeah.
And like these things are still going, so like they're my fallback that I always have in case my new shoes die.
That's hella good though. That's some good ass shoes.
But when you do that, when you have like the sneakers and the like running shoes or whatever, you use the running shoes just for running, right? And like the other sneakers are like for, casual wear.
Yeah,
I feel like that helps it a lot. Like, what was it?
like
I
they
think
don't wear down as
yeah, like
easily.
I don't know how you guys exercise, but when I used to go to the gym and like on the treadmill, I felt like that was flattening my shoe, like the bottom of it a
Really?
little bit more, just a little bit more than like if I were to run outside or run on a track or something. I don't know, but that I noticed that like it's getting fucking flat, like the fucking
Both shoes or one?
both.
Okay.
So like all the little bumps and shit for grip are like flattening out. I think this is when this doesn't happen all the time. This happened when I took that fucking walking class like many years ago.
Oh my god.
And it was flattening. I was like, "Oh my god." And I think I like just bought shoes too, like maybe in the summer, and it was like the class was in the fall, so it was like just ruining them. I was like, "Fuck, these aren't even gonna last a year." Now it was treacherous. I was feeling bad.
Well, I mean, when you buy these shoes, do you kind of go for like the cheaper option too?
No,
You don't?
Not all the time.
Like, okay.
I think the most I've ever spent on one pair of shoes, I think probably this is like once. I don't think I've ever gotten this close. I've gotten close, but I've never passed it. It's like maybe 100, maybe or 110.
Yeah, I think
And then everything else is usually ranges from like I think the like 70 to 90. And that's it.
I think mine was like around 80 or 90. I've never spent over $100 on like athletic shoes. No way. Mm-mm. Well, I haven't bought any in a while, and the last ones weren't like super, good looking. They were kind of basic. But yeah, like around 80 to 90. By you, Zach?
I see. I do not care at all about fashion in the slightest. So I buy like the cheapest shoe that'll serve my purposes. So like I think the last pair of running shoes I bought were like $50.
Nice.
So I was like, all right, they'll probably last like a year, but like
That's honestly
I might have
all,
saved
as
a lot
long
of
as
money.
they really need to last.
Yeah.
Until you really need to get a new one.
Yeah.
Because I don't pay any extra for like, oh, I want the LeBrons or whatever, the Jordan ones. I don't care about any of that.
What about the people who like buy like tons of shoes?
I don't think I could ever do that.
No,
No.
me neither.
They're not worth
F
it.
no.
Or that is not worth it.
Like I see them, like if I go to like Foot Locker or Champs or something like that, I see them. I'm like, cool, but I won't wear like them all the
I
time.
wouldn't want to wear them. And then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, whatever.
Because you know when you get like new shoes and they're like nice shoes, you barely want to wear them outside. And like the people who have like a ton of shoes have like that behavior towards like every pair of shoes they have. So it's like, well, what do I want to wear? I don't want to get them dirty. I don't want to go outside and wear them. But like the shoe, you're supposed to wear them outside. So it's like, yeah, I can never be like a shoe head or a sneaker guy. Fuck that.
There was one girl I was friends with, I think it was our freshman year of college, and she refused to wear rain boots, even though she had them. And she said she didn't want to get them dirty when
Yeah.
it was raining.
Yeah.
The thing that they are literally built for, their only purpose, she did not want to wear them for. Because she didn't want to get them dirty. I'm like, I walked away. I was like, okay.
What's the worst is when it is raining and your shoe just gets you step in a puddle and then it's just wet the whole day. It's like, fuck that.
It's even worse if you have the mesh shoes.
Yeah.
So it just goes right through. I'm
Yep.
like,
Yeah, those
"Oh,
ones."
that just ruined
Yep,
my
it's-
whole day.
it's
Yeah,
over.
hell yeah, that ruined everything. Like, oh, I'm done.
Like
Goodbye.
I could be completely soaked head to toe, but like it wouldn't be as bad as just getting that little bit on your foot and you're just, that is the most annoying thing in the
Shit,
world.
they would go under like you'd always like step in like a puddle that you misjudge or something.
Oh,
And you're like,
It just slightly
dear
goes over the
Lord.
little sole on the
you get lucky
shoe.
and there's puddles that aren't deep. It's like, all right, I'm fine. And then you stop paying attention.
you get confident.
And you hear this big splash, like, shit. Shit. And you fucking jump off like a cat, like, shit.
you know what I hate though, is like kind of bringing up rainy days. You know, in high school, like you didn't want to bring an umbrella or like a big coat. You didn't want to be that guy, and you would just kind of tough it out in a hoodie and
Yeah.
just sit out there. And like if you weren't under any like cover, you just like take the rain.
Well,
You ever have that? You ever do that? Like,
the
I
thing,
definitely did.
I've done
in
that
high
before.
school, yes, obviously. But in college, I really didn't give a fuck. Like, that was when I was like, I'm tired of being wet. It's time to, protect myself.
yeah.
But the thing is, like having a decent umbrella means it's gonna be big, because some of them are tiny, where it's literally like if you were to stand still, it covers just the right amount. So if I was to stand still, I will never get wet. But if I'm moving, I am gonna get wet because it's not big enough. It barely covers like my whole body. So you want a bigger one. But then the bigger ones mean, like, especially if you go to school, you have to put that somewhere.
yeah.
And usually in college, when I started like carrying around an umbrella or a jacket, it's just in the way now. Especially a jacket when it's raining bad. Now you just
fuck
have
yeah.
a fucking jacket that's soaked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there'd be times like you're just waiting outside, and your shoulders and then your hood just get soaked, and it's like coming through and getting you wet. Like, what the fuck? I made a big mistake. I should have worn like a raincoat, but then I hate wearing raincoats because in California it doesn't get like super cold here, so like I'm wearing a thick coat, but it's not that.
Like I'm
necessary.
sweating to death.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, it was the worst. Anyways. Let's get
But
down
actually,
to
just to add
discussion.
on to Andrew's thing
Head
real
on,
quick,
please.
the worst thing about like having the big umbrella or the big coat in college is all the desks are so tiny.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
have no room
You're
at
right.
all. Like you're almost shoulder to shoulder with the next person, and then you have to put all your stuff around you, like just to start, and you're like, I can't.
Especially
Then
with
you
room.
sweat more because it's like, oh, I'm so confined. And it's like because your jacket's all moist and it's like hot, so it's like humid. It's like, ugh.
I would always feel really bad if like my stuff would also drip onto other people's stuff. I'd be like, I'm so sorry, and I try and fix it, and you just can't. Yeah,
Can I tell a horror story?
Sure.
go ahead.
There was a bad day, a bad rainy day, and I went to the library. I have an umbrella, so I'm good. And at the school, if you go to like the library or just in like heavy populated areas, they'll have like these little plastic sleeves. So
Oh, yeah,
for your
yeah.
umbrella,
I
so it
remember those,
won't
yeah.
drip all over the place. Which
Yep.
is very smart. I didn't even know
God
those.
bless.
Yeah.
Thank God for those.
So I grab one of those. I go in the library, piece of cake. I'm going into the study area, and it's a rainy day. Like literally, from when I wake up, it's raining to when we go to bed, it's fucking raining.
Yeah.
One of those days.
Yep.
And you mentioned that there were days where you just stick it out,
Yeah,
hoodie to
you-
death. Like nope.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now I didn't. I go into the study area and I sit down at a table, and I notice to the right of me there's like another area for sitting. That there is a chair. It's empty. There's no bags anywhere near it, so there's no one coming back or there's no one sitting there. It's an empty chair, and I notice there's this giant black spot on the seat, almost a perfect circle, as if someone actually poured water on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a water spot from someone who just sat down. And it just dripped off of them onto the seat.
Oh my God.
It was huge. And the chair was like, the padding on the seat was orange and the spot was black.
Oh my God.
Damn.
So I'm assuming
That was soaked.
soaked. I was like,
Soaked.
oh, you could see the imprint. It wasn't even the cushion didn't even pop back up. It was, you could tell that it was
So
indented.
drenched with the water.
I was like, Jesus. So it was someone who was toughing it, but was taking in too much water from wherever they came from.
Yep.
And just left it all in the seat.
Jesus. God.
Savages.
At least
Yeah.
you weren't that person.
No, because that means that person is soaked.
I
Like
know.
just being in that dry environment inside, just dripping.
Could you imagine being that guy? You, Andrew Silva.
I think I'd go home. I think at that point when you don't have an umbrella, you don't have a rain jacket, it's just your sweater, your jeans, and your shoes, and apparently you're this soaked, I think I would go home. Like, yeah, because that's pretty, like I said, it was raining all day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's one of those it's not like the buildings aren't connected at all. So you have to walk outside. And honestly, there really isn't much shade.
And that campus can get pretty wet.
It gets lengthy,
on the
and there's
sidewalks and
not
stuff.
the most trees everywhere.
There isn't.
So, I mean,
Oh
no.
yeah, I remember having to walk to a class. I did not bring an umbrella, and it was coming down hard. I'm like, God, I'm going to get drenched. And I was like, do I even go to class?
Yeah, and
I still went, but
at that point, if he's dripping like that to where the seat has now is holding his water,
like a sponge,
Yeah.
just soaked up all his water.
then imagine his shoes. Imagine your jeans. Imagine your sweatshirt.
No, dude, I couldn't imagine that.
Your
Yeah,
hoodie probably has to get wringed out.
like his shoes, he takes them off and just pours out water.
There's some situations like that and other ones where I feel like I can't. I have to go home. Like
Yeah.
another one would have been like, let's say my allergies are so bad. Like I know it's different from rain, but sometimes
Yeah.
there were days in high school where it's like I am minutes away from just walking up and leaving, going to the office like, oh, I'm sick.
I'm like, do
Get
you
me
have any
out.
reason? Like, you have a doctor's notes, and they just look up to see all the snot coming down. Just-
breathe. I have no oxygen.
Get out, run.
Yeah, my
That'd be in
allergies
high
are
school,
very
right?
visible. They're not like, oh, my throat. No.
Oh yeah, yours are visible as fuck. You
Yeah.
can tell when you're fucked up.
Yeah, and
you're,
usually I
like,
would think
holding
like
on for dear
maybe
life.
they'll show sympathy. They'll just see me like, okay, we're gonna call someone.
Let's get him out of here.
Andrew.
What do you think? Would you guys leave?
No, if I was
Honestly,
soaked,
Yeah, if
maybe.
you're soaked, I would leave.
Maybe yeah.
That's soaked. Like clearly he's not.
I'm attacked by the story because this happened to me at a premiere. That the very last
yeah.
premiere I went to.
I remember
or
this.
I
Star
remember
Wars
that.
Rogue One.
I remember.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, it
It was
was.
that one, and it was pouring, and we were lined up for the premiere. I don't know how many, like 5 hours, 6 hours early, and it was just pouring, and none of us had
Pouring.
prepared because I don't even think the forecast had said it was going to be raining.
It was one of those days where it's like, oh, it's like I think it was around 50%, and then when we get nope, 100%.
When we
It's
get-
downpour.
100%. It's raining right now.
So me and Andrew, we walked over to, I think it was like a Target or something, and there's just a big old thing of umbrellas And Andrew just randomly grabs in, gets really good one, like it perfectly fine. I reach in, grab one. Piece of shit does not cover me at all unless I'm standing perfectly still, straight up.
Yeah.
And this was many hours before the movie, so I was not going to just stand there because we had seats and everything. So I had the umbrella, and basically probably 5 inches above my knees downwards was all drenched, and I was in jeans, and my whole backside was completely drenched.
I saw that.
And
I
then
remember that.
because of that, it was
remember that
dripping down to like my butt. It was like, oh my god, I was sitting there for hours just in the rain, being miserable. And then we finally get into the movie, and I'm like, oh, thank God, like I'm finally dry. And then, luckily, they moved us up because we were gonna have to go for like the 11:30 show.
Honestly,
but they're like, hey, this showing at 10 has a few extra seats. You guys want to take the spot? So we did that.
So was it better to do the earlier showing? Because in my mind, I would think no for you, because then you can dry more.
No,
I
but
mean, obviously you're just standing in the theater drying. But
I wanted the earliest possible one because I
just
wanted to go home.
But
Yeah.
even though he was gonna be drying, he still has jeans, and he's sitting down. He's not
Yeah,
like
that-
letting
that
himself
did not
air out.
dry.
Like
That
he's
did
not
not dry.
airing out his bum. It's like his ass is literally a swamp. At this point.
it was awful. That was probably the most miserable I've ever been.
And we didn't even have to wait that long
Yeah,
because again, the earlier showing had tons of seats. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, we
And
fucked up.
You had almost said like, oh no, we're okay.
I
I was like, Alex, you son of a bitch. Look at me.
Yeah,
But we took the seats and I got to go home early. So I was like, thank God. I hated my life for that day.
it was pretty.
So
terrible.
obviously I did not go home, but you guys were my ride. So
that is true.
I probably would have gone home though. All right. Well, let's just jump in now.
Yeah,
All right. So something I wanted to touch up on right after we finished recording last episode, SpaceX had this big old event to show off their plans for the future. Their new spaceship called the Starship. They actually showed it off. They had it built that they had finished, I guess, like 2 hours before the event. Like they just finished
I
assembling
did see
it.
that. That was pretty tight.
It's really cool. It's their first prototype. It's still like 150 feet tall, so it's still ginormous.
Huge. Like that
Yeah.
shit's tight.
And they're saying they hope with that they can get, I think it was a colony onto Mars or people on the Mars by 2025.
Badass.
So I was like, damn,
That's
so
cool.
cool.
Fuck yeah, move
I'd go on
forward,
that.
bro. Let's keep going. Let's do this. Fuck.
Are you a
And,
part of this journey, Alex?
I wish. I don't think I'm
We're
qualified.
gonna
though.
sign up, Alex.
Damn it.
Anyways, see if they need a Witcher.
Badass.
If there's any monsters on
Tame the
Mars.
beasts.
Yeah.
Tame the beast, slay monsters.
I mean, think about it. There's monsters on Mars. What are scientists gonna do? They need a monster slayer.
they need a
Alex.
protector.
That's
They
true.
need someone to protect them. So
They
they
need
can
a
do their
sword
shit.
master.
Need professional.
Professional, exactly. Fuck yeah. So 2025, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Let's do it.
And they're hoping, I think they said that like the final version that will take people to Mars, they want that done, I think by next year or the year after that. So 2021 at the latest, which is pretty cool because that thing is going to be huge.
Huge. That thing is massive.
Yeah. It's going to
like
be
shit.
300 feet tall and
Oh,
a bunch of
damn.
crap like that.
That's
And
tight.
I think they're initially just planning on taking people around the moon. So if you want to go to the moon, maybe hit up Elon Musk.
Like just like a trip around the moon. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it can land on the moon, but like they don't want to do that.
No, yeah.
Bullshit.
Gotta take off again.
Yeah, you gotta take off again.
Apparently, this whole thing is being financed by some Japanese fashion mogul.
Really?
Yeah, I guess he's like basically their sole investor on this whole thing. Their rocket that's taking people to Mars. He just said, "Yeah, I'll give you the money if you give me a round trip around the moon."
Hey, it's
Nice.
possible. I mean, we've had the technology, I think, for a while, but we just don't have the funds to do it. And,
Or the reason.
or the reason. Yeah, there's like no reason, but there still is no real reason, like just to take a trip around the moon. I mean,
No, but I mean, he's a billionaire, so who cares?
yeah, who cares?
And
Now-
he's basically, by doing that, he financed a colony on Mars.
how big is this colony gonna be? Do we know?
It's going to be that rocket.
Oh,
Like, the
Nice.
initial people, they'll live in the rocket.
okay.
And I think sequential trips after that, they'll have sent like robots to build some sort of structure or something like that. But
Okay.
for right now, like the first people that go, they're going to live in the rocket and they'll die there probably.
Oh, I hope not.
I think it's a one-way trip. I think that's what they had announced.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
damn.
Do you remember they had signups for it like 3 years ago? Mm-hmm. And they were saying like, yeah, this is a one-way trip.
Fuck.
I mean, I don't know if those plans have changed.
No,
but
they would probably have to change. I mean, I don't think people are going to want to stay
no,
there.
tons of people signed up.
I think
anyways.
a bunch
Really?
of people
Yeah.
would actually want to do
Tons
that.
of people
God.
signed up.
Yeah, people are probably tired of this plan anyway. They want
Well,
to
you'll
see,
be the
like,
pioneers. You'll be on another
That's true.
planet.
Yeah, I know, but like still, that's kind of scary to think about it. Like one
Yeah.
way.
But
You're
there's nothing
gonna
there.
Lasts
die
forever.
up there.
Yeah.
Whether you blow up on the way or you just stay there. If everything goes perfectly, you're never coming home.
That's scary to think about, man.
But, ooh, something else cool that I saw this week to do with space. Apparently, warp travel is possible.
Like in Star Trek?
Not technically Star Trek, I don't think. They pointed out to some sci-fi franchise that actually like had used this technique that they were pointing out that is possible. I can't remember which one, but I don't think it was Star Wars or Star Trek or Halo or any of those. But it's basically like saying that theoretically it is possible to like not open up like a wormhole to go into some different dimension to travel.
So not like Halo at all then.
No. But this way they're saying you just stretch space behind you and then squish it in front of you. So technically you're moving over a shorter distance. So you're going faster than the speed of light, going much, much faster. And since you're technically just stretching space and slowing it down, you're not actually breaking the laws of physics.
Ah, what a
The
neat
hell?
trick.
Yeah, that is pretty.
I mean,
cool.
I don't know if they know how to do that. They probably don't.
No.
But, I mean, just if you could figure out how to do it, technically it's not impossible to go faster than light if you can do that.
A spaceship.
Yeah.
How? Won't it fucking like break and shit?
Why?
But if he squishes space,
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
The squishing.
Well,
thing,
and then
yeah.
it's not like there's resistance, so it's not like it would just break apart to the like going through air would.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really cool. And like if that can happen, like we can get to Mars really fast. Instead of in 9 months, it would be maybe minutes.
Honestly, we need that shit now. It's about goddamn time we make progress on that shit.
Well, I mean, we can't use it here.
Why not? Where will
Well-
we use it then? How are
Well,
we gonna
no,
get
if we
places?
can't use it on Earth, then you would explode
Oh yeah.
and rip apart.
So we have to do it in space then.
Yes.
We get something
where
in
there's no
space.
air.
Got it.
Otherwise, you will turn into a fireball.
Fuck. Imagine how far you can go with that too.
I mean, it's fast or as far as you want, just as long as you have the power.
You gotta
And
have
you
the power
don't
to come
die
back
by the
too.
end.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
Oh, and so there's this principle called relativity where if you're moving faster than light or near the speed of light, you technically experience time at a much slower rate than everybody else around you.
Mm-hmm.
But because of this, since you're stretching space, you wouldn't, and you would be in like some weird form of reference point to where that wouldn't actually happen. So you'd be experiencing time at the same rate as everybody else. So like through all the other forms of space travel, technically you should, when you come out on the other end, you'd be way younger than everybody else.
Oh, like Interstellar.
Yeah.
Kinda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be tight. That'd be scary though.
But since this way, you wouldn't actually do that. So that wouldn't happen, which is kind of cool because being younger than your kids would be a little creepy.
That'd be fucking weird.
very.
Scary to think about.
To touch on something I talked about last week, I kind of mentioned global warming a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And so another thing that they were looking at to reduce like greenhouse gases or like carbon dioxide in the atmosphere to cool down the planet, they're saying you can make batteries out of carbon dioxide.
Now we're thinking about this?
Well, they've been trying to do it for a long time, but it like they got it to work a long time ago, but the batteries are way better than the batteries we have now.
Yeah.
Like they can hold way more. So like say if you had a carbon dioxide battery in your phone, like the charge would probably last like a week.
Really?
Yeah. But and those initial batteries, you could charge it 10 times and then it would fail. So like
got it. So
it was
there's a
like
big
super high
trade-off in the
performance,
battery.
but I mean it wouldn't last very long. But
Got it.
now they have discovered some new way of combining it with lithium as well. So the batteries we have now are lithium ion,
Yeah.
but now this would be lithium carbon dioxide. And so combining them, you would be able to have it be 500 cycles. So I mean, if you combine that with a much higher density
Yeah.
and longer lasting battery, then, I mean, just times that week by 500 and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So the battery would last quite a while. So even though it only lasts 500 cycles, like the trade-off is it's still way better probably.
It is way better.
Yeah.
But the whole charge thingy, like 10 charges and that's it.
Well, that's the old
Or-
one. So now it'd be 500 charges.
Oh, yeah, 500. Oh, that'd be tight.
And
That
this
would
is
be
still
tight.
like in the early days. So like, I mean, it's probably going to get better and it would help the environment sort of.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You're
using
taking carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, but I mean, who knows how much carbon dioxide it would make to actually just do all of this stuff. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure it would be come down to it. Like, we're taking too much carbon dioxide out of the air now. It's like, oh my God.
I mean,
put it
that
back
would take
in.
a very long time.
It would take a long Nah, who knows, man? Like, I'm pretty
Tomorrow.
sure, like, they would speed it up in some way to grab too much all at once, and then like, oh, now we're experiencing like
That would
global
be in
cooling
like
or something like
thousands
that.
of years. But
You
then,
sure?
yeah,
Okay,
I'm certain.
got it.
But then, I mean, to just do that or to fix it, you kind of do what I had talked about. I think 2 weeks ago, you can just use asteroids,
Oh,
and then that would get the CO2 levels back up.
how come no one's thinking of this?
It's a lot. It's expensive.
I know, but still,
and,
like,
and this
if we
just
need
came
solutions now, let's
out.
fucking
This
get
just
it done.
came out. Like, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, yeah, but everyone's saying like, you know, like people who like advocate like global warming, they're such downers. You know, they always have the signs. It's too late already. Like, motherfucker, then okay, like, well, what can we do then? You're just gonna protest? Like, it's already too late. We're already done. What the fuck's wrong with you? Why would you say that? You just want us to have bad thoughts now? Are we doomed?
I mean, I've taken a couple environmental science classes now, and after each one, I've hated the environment more and more
Yeah.
because of this kind of stuff, like that downer thing. Like,
Yeah.
hey, well, we're already screwed. Like, okay, why do I care then?
Like, I think Bill Burr was talking about in his latest special. Like, he hates Stephen Hawking because he's such a downer.
Yep.
He always talking about like, oh yeah, global warming, it's coming quick. We better start. He replied, we're already like 100 years
yeah.
too late. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. Quit being such a downer.
I mean, like, it's probably true, but at least just lie.
Yeah, lie about
Give
that. It's like,
people hope.
why are you gonna like give us some hope? Like, sure, we're probably way behind, but still, it's like, come on, really?
I mean,
Come on.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Come on.
Ooh.
Little bit of
Also,
hope.
another tie-in that I had last week. I talked about the printable heart.
Oh yeah.
So apparently, one of the big things about that is that you don't need somebody to donate a heart, but
Yeah.
also because it's made out of your own tissue, like your own blood, it wouldn't reject the organ. Like that's a decent probability whenever you get an organ transplant that your body just won't even accept it and it will attack the organ that that they're transplanting in you because it recognizes it as something foreign. And so now, I guess scientists somewhere has made artificial blood that it can just replicate anybody's blood. So it doesn't matter what type you are. It's basically just a universal donor
Is it
blood.
still red?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it
What
still
were you expecting?
red?
Purple?
I don't know.
Color coding it?
We could color code it.
I mean, I think it has to be red.
Does it?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
the hemoglobin.
Got it.
Otherwise, the
Yeah,
blood is
science.
useless.
Wow.
Pretty sure that's right. I honestly, I can't remember. I haven't taken a biology class in like 6 years.
No. Yeah, honestly.
But yeah, so then, I mean, blood drives would essentially be useless. I mean,
I
there'd
mean,
still
yeah.
probably be like need for some, but
But
like,
wouldn't that be like super expensive though? Like,
I mean, it could be. I don't. They didn't say like if the process was incredibly expensive, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure if they tried to refine it enough, like you could get it down enough to where, like, I mean, the needs outweigh the cost
Yeah.
because there is like shortages of blood in certain places. So
Yeah.
like, doesn't matter how expensive it is, you need it or people will die.
you guys ever donate blood?
I did.
No.
Nah, me neither.
No,
How was it?
it wasn't too bad.
Did you get dizzy?
No, I mean I ate that morning. I usually don't eat breakfast, but I was like, hey, I'm giving blood today. I don't want to pass out, so might as well eat some Cheerios.
Yeah, I've never given blood. That's my blood.
Oh, man.
They want it. They gotta pay.
Do you
for
even
it.
know what type you are?
No.
Oh damn.
What's the best type though? Like I know there's like a type that's like the god tier
There's,
type, right? Like I might not be
it's
the god tier type. O
unicorn
positive
blood.
is that one?
I can't remember. There's a universal donor, so they can give blood to everybody. And then there's the opposite. I can't remember what it's called. It's universal, just whatever. They can take anybody's blood, essentially. And, I mean, I guess that would be the best one to have, because then it's like there's no shortage of blood. Like,
Yeah.
literally anyone will do
True,
it.
but then also like, hey, you got the best blood. Can we use you? No.
Well, no, that's if you have the opposite one.
Oh, got it.
If you have the universal, like, acceptor of blood, like, your blood... I think your blood is essentially useless to everybody else.
Oh, for real? Damn. So what
don't
if like you get the wrong blood? You die?
Whoa.
I don't know.
I don't actually know what happens. I just know your body recognizes it as something foreign and it will attack the blood. And I don't know exactly what will happen, but
You probably die.
I doubt you'll
Probably
die.
just the blood
but-
cells, the new ones would die. and
So
that's it.
what does that mean? Like, okay,
I
if you
don't know.
get put into your arm, then the arm like goes limp, or what the fuck happens? No blood
Probably
there?
whatever like your need is just doesn't get the
I
blood.
mean, I'm assuming immediately your blood or your arm wouldn't go limp just because like
Yeah.
it's still blood, like it's serving its purpose. It's just like your body is thinking like, oh hey, this shouldn't be here. Then it starts killing it.
Oh fuck. Yeah. So probably be useless then. Nothing
I
would
don't know.
happen. Hopefully.
I mean, we could look into that later.
Probably gets thrown out. Like, nope, get out.
Oh,
All right,
fuck.
one more topic I'll touch on today. Google has achieved quantum supremacy.
What do you mean by that though?
I
Quantum
just want
supremacy.
to leave
it's
it at that headline because that was a really cool
Google.
headline.
It's Google.
Now, so Google has been, and other companies have been working on quantum computers.
Mm-hmm.
So not like our normal computers that work off of just normal ones and zeros, and that's basically all they can do at their base function. So these quantum computers can essentially, they do, okay, so let me just backtrack a little bit. So computers, traditional computers, the way they work is essentially they do one task at a time, and that's basically it. That's one thread. So one thread can just do one task, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. And the only way that we make computers faster are making them do those instructions faster or just adding more threads. So it can, like adding lanes to a highway. This quantum computer can essentially do like, I think it's like 8 or 16 things at once
Yeah.
per thread. And it can do a bunch of other stuff that isn't just a 1 and 0. It's like probability stuff at that point. So it can do things that a supercomputer could never do in 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what they did to prove that they have quantum supremacy. Is they did a form of arithmetic that would take the biggest supercomputer in the world 10,000 years to do. They did it in 3 minutes
Holy shit.
using a quantum computer that is pretty, like, it's not very great. Like,
Yeah.
it could be so much better, but like, it's already proven, like, hey, we can already do stuff that no one thought was possible.
Yeah. 10,000 years?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Just because the things it can do, because it's not just a 1 or a 0 at its base function. It's like, hey, we have this thing that's this, but it's also that because quantum fanciness. I don't know. It's really weird and scary.
Holy shit, man.
But it's also meaning that, like, encrypting your data, that doesn't mean anything anymore because a quantum computer can crack through that within minutes.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, like, it's
Damn.
cool, but it's scary and also bad.
Oh, so you know what else happened to me this week?
What?
My Netflix got hacked.
By who? Andrew?
No.
I would never.
Somebody from Budapest, Hungary.
How did you know?
So my brother walked in.
Uh-huh.
He said, Al, you changed the email to the Netflix. I was like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, also I was watching Netflix and I was going to go to the next episode, but it kicked me out. And then I entered your email and it said, email not linked to this account. I was like, the fuck? So I checked my email. You know, I'm using like the email app on the iPhone. So it doesn't like pop up as soon as it comes on. Like it'll like refresh it every so often. So I checked and it said I got 3 emails from Netflix saying 1, new sign in. I checked. I was like, Budapest, Hungary. I was like, that shit ain't me. That ain't me for sure. And then it said password
Email
change.
Password change.
And I was like, fuck. And then the next one, email change. I'm like, oh fuck, I got hacked. So immediately I leave the room and I go on the phone. I talk to Netflix, and they're like, yeah, so they changed it to like these random letters and numbers. My email address, like, oh fuck, I straight up got hacked big time, big time. I was like, holy shit. So I changed it all back, and I got it back. Thank God they didn't have access to my payment method though. Thank God it does not give them access to that. But I was like, whew, I dodged a bullet there. Like literally, like 30 minutes after my brother told me, 30 minutes before actually, he told me, was when I got hacked. I was like, shit. And I've been like, this is like the second time this kind of shit's happened, because I've had fraud on me, and now this.
Zach's face.
Did I tell you about that?
I don't think you've told it on the podcast.
Oh yeah. So I get a text from the bank, like, you spent $600 on this. It's like, that fucking shit, not me. What is this? So I look, and it's like a hotel website. I'm like, oh, cancel my cards right now. Have you guys ever been a victim of fraud or anything like that, or being hacked?
Nope.
Lucky.
I don't know if it was ever official, but I remember, I think it was through like Chase Bank or something. Like, I never had them before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they just sent the email to the wrong person, or somebody had set their email as mine by accident.
Yeah.
And it was saying like, hey, like, there are some suspicious charges. Like, somebody's accessing your account through like, it was like Kansas or something. I was like, okay. I don't even have an account with you or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if this is somebody's like actual thing, this is serious, but like, I don't know.
It's not me.
Like, it's not me, but this isn't my account anyway.
Oh my God. I always get that spam shit though. It fucking sucks.
So
You
I
don't?
don't think it was.
No, I don't get that.
Well, lucky you.
I don't think it was spam though.
It's probably real.
I
For real.
emailed them back, and they were saying like, "Oh, well, that's not good."
But anyways, also this week, Joker came out. But before I touch on the Joker, the movie review, me and Andrew saw it last night. Me and Andrew kind of talked about the Jimmy Kimmel interview with Joaquin Phoenix. Have you seen that, Zach?
I did.
Okay, so
We
cool.
have different opinions.
I do have different opinions. I understand what Live with Jimmy Kimmel is, or whatever it's called. He's a comedian, I guess. He's kind of funny. He's been funnier in the past, but this was just rude, man. I mean, like, I also saw another interview with Danny DeVito, but he's a funny guy, and you can joke around with Danny DeVito. Joaquin Phoenix is not a funny guy.
No.
And in case you haven't seen it, he kind of makes fun of him a lot. He shows a clip that Joaquin Phoenix didn't know was going to be shown, which is behind the scenes of like making a movie. And like sometimes you can get kind of heated with a director or cinematographer, and it kind of gets like that. And it puts him in a bad light, basically, makes him look mean. And I'm sure like all that shit was like cleared up during the filming, but like since Jimmy Kimmel thought it'd be funny to bring it up, it made Joaquin Phoenix very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. And I just kind of want to get your thoughts, Andrew, because people don't know. I think Jimmy Kimmel was being kind of a dick to him the whole interview, like just like his questions and just how he was kind of treating this poor man.
I didn't think so. I think it was more like those are kind of standard, and then I don't like watch a lot of Joaquin Phoenix interviews, but it almost seems he even brought it up, I think, that like we don't know a lot about him.
Yeah.
And obviously that's his choice, so he can do whatever he wants. But I think what Kimmel was trying to do was like poke fun at that, or obviously if there's not a lot about him, then what can you ask about him besides the movie? And because like
he's supposed
when
to
they're
do
on
that.
there, they're on there sometimes for like 10 minutes, maybe longer, a little bit longer. So like there's not much you could say about the movie before you get into spoiler territory. So, I mean, eventually it's going to get to personal questions. And if there's basically zero on that front, like that anyone knows about him, then obviously those are going to be the ones that he's going to ask like out of the gate. And it's kind of what happened. It looks like, I don't think he was that much of a dick. Obviously, Joaquin Phoenix can just, not answer, which he basically kind of did. So, I mean, he did what he should do if he doesn't want to answer them. The whole clip thing, I think he said that the director sent it to him. So I think, at that point,
But how does Joaquin not know that though? How do they not?
They never know.
Why? They should brief him
because usually sometimes the cameras are always, or most of the time, they just have the cameras rolling just in case one take is the take and it's over. And so like that's all they need. So that probably happens all the time.
Yeah.
But he probably just sent that as like, hey, check him out getting hella angry at this one guy.
Yeah.
And it was funny. Like apparently he's just whispering to him. Joaquin blows up.
Yeah.
But I don't think Joaquin took it badly because he doesn't want. Well, clearly, if we barely know anything about his personal life, he probably does not fucking want any of us to see that.
Oh,
kind
no
of
way.
shit.
Fuck
And
no.
it just makes him look bad, and anyone can take it as like, what the hell? Like, why are you treating him like this? But I mean, if it was bad, the person he's yelling at probably would have quit. He probably would have said something publicly like, "What the fuck is this?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, it easily could have been turned into a much bigger deal, but it wasn't. So clearly, it's not really a big deal. But he took it like offense to it as like, thought that was private, but oh well.
Yeah, that was kind of a dick move.
But I
What do
mean,
you
if the
think, Zach?
director does that, then it's like you don't have beef with Kimmel, you have beef with your own director. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that because I know the way that the talk shows work is that they don't ever like reach out to the actual actor. They reach out to like their publicist or the director or whatever. So there's never any communication with the actual actor, and they just assume that those people are at least communicating with him to make sure this stuff is okay.
Yeah.
And that's their fault that they didn't do that.
Yeah.
So
I
like
agree.
they're the ones who are in the wrong. Like Jimmy Kimmel, like I doubt he didn't know. Like he probably thought he was okay with it because he assumed that they were functional on the other side. Like they weren't stupid.
Everyone talks to each other.
Yeah. And so like I mean, I only saw from after they showed the clip, and like you could tell like he was clearly like uncomfortable, but like
It was so bad.
but like
Making me uncomfortable.
I don't think Jimmy Kimmel like pushed too hard. Like he could tell like it was like it made him really uncomfortable, and he was just doing his thing where he was trying to salvage it a little bit. Like he wasn't being like a dick on purpose. Like he's just doing his job. Like he's just trying to make sure like, hey, like this is still airable. Like I don't have to just publicly apologize right now. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm sorry. Like no one told us like you didn't know about this and that this wasn't okay.
Yeah.
So like he was just doing his job as an entertainer. So I don't think he's in the wrong. He's just doing his job, and I think Joaquin Phoenix, obviously he didn't do anything wrong. It's just the director or whoever they contacted for the clip, like obviously they're a dick. They need to actually talk things out.
No, honestly, because like you got to tell him like what's being played. Like he had no idea. Clearly, he was like, "Wait, what?" we have an outtake. Like an outtake. Of all things, why are you showing an outtake? Like why don't you just show a clip?
All you can
though?
show.
No, sometimes they actually
clips
show
sometimes.
a clip of the movie, like very like small snip, with no spoilers or anything. Like why would they show an outtake like that? That just seems odd.
I mean, that it's just whatever they decide to send him.
Yeah.
The directors. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Kimmel has no choice in what they get.
But even like with Jimmy Kimmel's interview, like to me, like he kind of like pushed the wrong buttons on him, like leading up to it anyways. Like as an interviewer, you should kind of feed off of the interviewee. Like if your interviewee claps back in a comedic way, like, oh shit, okay, I got some room to breathe here. Maybe I can ask him a funnier question next time. Like, but he was just kind of going in, and Joaquin was like just being like stern, not stern, but standing his ground. Like, you know, I'm here to promote the movie. Why are you talking about like this, like funny, you know? I don't know. I just thought it was kind of awkward and like kind of bad publicity, but it got a ton of views on YouTube, so whatever. And leading up to Joker, we saw it. I gave it a 9.3 because I think it's excellently made. And by the way, Zach, some family brought literally a 7-year-old kid to this movie.
Dang. Wait, what is it rated?
R.
Oh.
And this is a hard R, and it's not like a Deadpool R. I mean, this is a serious R. Like there were scenes going down like, oh, this kid is gonna be fucked for life. Like he was like 7 or 6. I was like, oh god, poor kid. Anyways, it's a very gritty movie. It's
Don't spoil it.
it's a tone that I expected, but I think the general public will not expect it. I don't think comic book fans will love it, honestly. I think they'll be kind of like, I don't know. I think they'll be blown away just about how it's like taken seriously. At times I kind of forget it's a comic book movie, which is cool. They didn't even show the DC logo before the movie. You notice that?
Yeah, I noticed that.
They didn't even show DC. It's just Warner Brothers. So it was definitely a new take. I really liked it. How about you, Andrew?
I liked it a lot. The the feeling I got, it was almost like not a documentary, but it was almost like a biopic of like someone that lived, but it's not. Like the character's completely fake. But so that's where it like kind of separates itself from a comic book movie, and most of the references to like the actual DC comics are just names.
Yeah,
And a
they're just
couple of
names.
people, like one or two.
Yeah.
So there, since it's before Batman, you can't even mention that guy, and there's no mention of like any other villain. So it's like its own thing, and I think I would agree that not every comic book fan will like it because it's just around. It's all a character piece.
Oh, I think they.
So it just doesn't, and it doesn't mention anyone else. Like there's no, I mean to the comics, I mean, and I think even in the comics, Joker has no origin story. So this is like completely made up by like a couple of people. So it's like there is no like, no, there's no frame of reference at all. I mean, besides the character's name is Joker, and that's it. And he's a villain with Batman, but other than that,
and Gotham City.
Yeah,
That's about it.
The acting was great. Joaquin Phoenix was hella good in the movie. I think it was way crazier than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh yeah.
That kid is 100% fucked. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
he is.
like
He definitely is.
It wasn't like there's a lot of swearing or they're
No,
just
there
like,
wasn't.
oh,
It's
people
just-
die.
it's-
It's like I think it was like watching someone literally like mentally break. And I was like, this is definitely not something a 7-year-old should be watching.
No, it's
And-
pretty disturbing.
It was felt like it was hitting a bunch of nerves where it was like, I was like, damn, like, well, like I said, it's watching someone just mentally break. So
Yeah.
it's like, fuck. It's like there's a lot of things that are like kind of hard to explain, and then there's things that's like, oh, you have to pay attention a little bit to see like, oh, this is what's really going on, or like, why is he doing this and all that stuff.
Like I felt like the general public in our theater was expecting a comic book movie, like a comic booky movie. No,
But this is like
they got
totally
something
serious.
They got something like they were not expecting that at all. Like I could tell for sure. Like this was something that they were not expecting, but they probably didn't expect to see. But I think they still enjoyed it. But again, yeah, comic book fans, I think they'll hate this. I think they do. I think they'll like the ending. They'll probably love the ending, but I think the majority of the movie, I think they'll hate it for sure. What do you give it? Score it.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
Good, bad.
Great.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit better than that, but I don't have
Great
a
point two.
great 0.5 maybe.
You've had a day to think about it, and you can't
I
give me a
haven't
score.
had a day.
Almost
Andrew,
a day.
You've had 13 hours and you haven't thoroughly thought about this?
No,
Oh my god.
I haven't.
What?
Well,
You're so unprofessional.
I know. I came unprepared.
well, you know what happened this week was you guys got access to the Halo Insider, right? Tell me about that
Are
shit.
we allowed to?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Because I think with the previous builds, if we actually talked about it, we could get sued. But
Oh
this
shit!
time,
Okay,
we're okay this time.
Cool.
I had to make sure.
Yeah, I love it. It's fantastic.
I mean, I got to play like a couple, lives, a couple spawns, and I was like, this shit is smooth. It looks great.
Looks fantastic.
Oh fuck
Like,
yeah, dude!
Oh my god.
It is. Ooh, I don't know. It is amazing, but I didn't expect it to be amazing.
No, you thought it was gonna be like
I
a
think
train
I
wreck?
only didn't expect it because one, like the other games, I think all of them except 2, Halo 2, like there was just the anniversary of Halo 1, and then Halo 3 is not that old, so when they like put it on the Master Chief Collection, it wasn't that big of an upgrade.
Yep.
And then same with 4, it's like it's not that old, so
But
whatever.
this one,
But
when I saw
I
you-
don't know, it's a little different. This one, I played a lot more hours of this game back when it came out,
Yeah.
and I think it was just it's the older one. I don't know, but oh my god, it was hella good.
Like, I don't know about you guys, but like Halo Reach's art style was like my favorite. Like, it looked so good, and like when I saw it like remastered and put out when you were playing, I was like, dude, this shit is tight. Like, I cannot wait to play this, dude.
Yeah.
It is getting me excited.
Today, probably like 4 or 5 hours ago or whatever, I loaded up Forge, which is their like map editor thing. I just loaded into some random map I'd never played before because it was a DLC map, and I just stood there for maybe 10 minutes just admiring everything. I'm like, I bet you could put this up side to side with Halo 4, a game that came out 2
Yes.
years after and is supposed to be the sequel and like the next evolution of the game engine, so it should look way better. I was like, I guarantee like 80% of the people would say this looks better than any map on Halo 4. I'm like, this is fantastic.
Yeah, I think you're right because that looked great. Like, dang, dude. Like, like they're taking their time with it, and thank God because it's paying off right now from what I've seen. Like, do we have like a release date yet for like the full?
Well, this is
download?
the last flight, so like their last beta test, and they want to do the same thing but for PC, and that's probably going to be either this week or next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So then probably depending on how many bugs they're finding, it's maybe a couple weeks after that they should be at least thinking about like this is when we should launch, as long as nothing's too serious.
Nice.
Did they say that they were launching like when it does launch that like the full game like multiplayer and campaign? Because I know it's separate now once it actually comes out.
Really?
Well, yeah, the multiplayer was gonna be free.
Yeah. And then
Oh,
if you
oh,
campaign's like $5.
Oh,
So
that's
I mean,
nothing.
yeah, for $5, that is the best DLC.
That is great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And like same with ODST, like that was a whole game for $5. Like, I'm 100%.
Hell yeah.
I'm on board with all of this.
Hell yeah, dude. Like, I can't wait for that. You know what game I'm actually kind of losing interest on?
What?
Ghost Recon.
Battlefield 5,
No. That's supposed to be coming.
Battlefront 2.
No. That's getting
Oh,
revamped.
it's supposed to be coming out.
It's coming out. Yeah.
Um,
I'm really.
Overwatch
and I
2?
didn't think it
Call
would.
of Duty?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't think it would happen because when it got announced, I was super pumped up, right? Like, I was like, fuck, yes, Modern Warfare, thank you. And then I played the beta. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And then I'm kind of sitting on it like, I don't think I'm going to buy this day one. Like, I
Why?
don't think... I just think I'm losing that... And I've lost it already in the past, but I think I'm really starting to officially lose my interest in Call of Duty. Like, it's really like materializing.
Why?
It does nothing.
You struck a nerve with Andrew, so you
Yeah.
better have a good answer.
Well, you were all on
I know.
board.
I
and
understand.
now
I
you
understand.
You just jumped. I want to know why.
It's doing nothing for me. It's not progressing enough. It really isn't. Like,
But the thing you played is the beta where there's a cap.
what is the full game gonna surprise me more? I don't think so.
Well, you said there's no progression. So, I mean, the full game, there is progression.
I think I'm just done with the gameplay of Call of Duty. I think I've just grown out of it,
All right.
honestly.
All right.
Like, I don't know what I was expecting, like, when it got announced. I guess I was expecting a big turnaround, which it has turned around a lot. But even though I'm still just, I mean, it's cool to be back in Modern Warfare times, but it's like, it's still Call of Duty. It's still got its tropes.
Can
It's still
I
got
ask
its
you a
things.
hypothetical?
Go ahead.
Let's say they just remake Modern Warfare 2, like remastered. Do you buy it day one?
Remastered?
Yeah, it's just Modern Warfare 2 remastered. So whatever was on that is just back again, but it looks nicer.
See, you caught me. I think I would buy it.
All right.
I think I would.
All
I
right.
think not day one. No way.
All right.
Not day one. Now I'm not saying I won't get Modern Warfare, but I don't think it's like enough for me to get it day one. Like some people, would you get it day one?
Probably.
There's
There's
the remaster or
No. The new Modern Warfare.
Yeah, well, in my eyes, if I want to buy a game, there's no point in waiting. Especially Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is one of those games where the
It
price
doesn't
will
go down.
literally never go
Yeah, it
down.
won't go down.
So, I mean, and then if everything after is free, so I don't like, I think back in the old days, like, that was a thing. Like, wait until all the DLCs come out, and then you can decide on if you buy it or not.
like the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
or whatever.
And now, but that doesn't work now since everything's free. So, this is one of those games where you're in or out.
Yeah.
It's a special case. Like, not all games are like that, where the price will literally never go down. This is a very special case, but for this game, probably for the next ones to come, I don't know if they're all gonna like follow the same path. But for this one, it is just you're in or out. Like, you buy it now or not. Like, there's not much left to show besides the full game. Like, I think the last thing we haven't seen is the Spec Ops. I don't think we've seen that. So, I mean, and they haven't showed, like, campaign gameplay, but, I don't know if
They
that's
had the story trailer.
they had the story trailer, yes, but like not actual gameplay of the campaign. Now I don't know if that's gonna, I mean, flip you, or if that would flip you. Those two things, but I mean, at that point you just gotta wait for the full game and play the actual game in its entirety.
Yeah.
But I mean, after that, it's like still you're in or out. Like there's no point in waiting. So in my eyes, it's just buy it day one.
But you, Zach?
Okay, so I think you guys brought this up last week or whenever the story trailer came out. You guys said you all really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I didn't.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, like graphically and everything, like technically, it's obviously very good. But like, just kind of looking at the story that they're going for, to me, it doesn't really keep in line with like what the Modern Warfare series that they're like trying to recreate was, because like it was basically the old Modern Warfare. It's just big, stupid Michael Bay fun video game, and like that was kind of fun. Like you didn't really have to think about it. It was just all about the spectacle, and like there was more serious missions, but it was all surrounded by this big old Michael Bay style conflict where just explosions everywhere. It's Russians invading America. It's World War III, and this one is much more. It's more like a more of like a Middle Eastern style conflict where it's like everything's a little more gray. Like, sure, there's these like people that you probably would normally like associate with like the American forces, say they're coming in, but then you also play the other side where they're like they think they're freedom fighters and stuff. So it's not really like this big old spectacle thing. It's a lot more like of a serious story. And like, I mean, it still could be really good. It's just like, I want to know a little bit more before I actually think it's like good. Like, I'm not just going to say like, oh, they're going for a serious story. That's great. They've never really handled serious stories great. So like, I don't know if I'd buy into them doing a good job with this. So I don't know. I was just disappointed that that's what the route that they were going with, but it could still be good. I just want to wait to hear what other people think and like see where it actually goes and if they handle it well.
I was talking to Andrew, like when it came out, I was like, you know what this reminds me of? It kind of looks like Zero Dark 30. Like they're kind of going for that serious tone when they should be going for a 13 Hours tone. If you've seen 13 Hours, Michael Bay movie. That's what
Is that Michael Bay?
It is.
Oh.
That is a Michael Bay movie. Like that's what the older Call of Duties were like, was 13 Hours. But it looks like they're literally going for, I just got 13 Hours, not 13 Hours, Zero Dark 30 vibes all over that trailer, which is fine. But again, they're kind of going more serious. They've explained it in the feature. They even got Navy SEALs there saying, hey, this is how it's going to go down. This is what we gave them. It should be like this. We're going to make it as real as possible. Cool. Let's see if it plays cool, though. Like, how good can it play? You know?
So it sounds like you just don't like how Call of Duty plays. It doesn't sound like there's a story or like there's this feature that I don't like, or like in Fortnite how there's building.
No, yeah.
It sounds like you just don't like Call of Duty, and in my opinion, it will literally probably won't change.
No.
I mean, so it's like you're out. Good. Like,
Pretty much.
it sounds like you're out because you don't like how Call of Duty plays.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel that. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that play style anymore. Like, I'll still go back. Like, I play Modern Warfare 2, and like I like the gameplay of the beta decent enough. Like, it was close enough to the same where it's like I could still kind of get into this, but it's not really my thing anymore.
Yeah, and like I feel like Call of Duty is just, I mean, they've covered every timeline now, pretty much, like to a great extent. And I mean, we're doing Modern Warfare again. Like,
yeah, is this what you wanted?
Like,
I think Alex
Yes
would
and no.
like if they did the Civil War.
That is true.
And you have to wait like a minute in between firing your shots.
It's just like, damn, like, are we gonna do like Advanced Warfare again soon? Like, I don't know. It's like,
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
Well, I mean, from the rumors, Vietnam next.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I forgot
Again?
all about that.
Yeah. Again?
That was 10 years ago.
Black Ops 1 was like kind of Vietnam, but only a little bit.
yeah, it was more like,
It just took
Cuba.
place in the setting.
And there was
The
like
story
2 missions
had
in
no-
Vietnam.
yeah.
And that was it.
so maybe if they go like full on Vietnam, then
Yeah, like, and that's what it sounded like from the rumors. So I mean, who knows if that's true? But like, if they do actually do that, like, that'd be kind of a cool fresh take, especially with this new engine.
yeah,
Like the stuff that they could do, like graphically and stuff. Like this could be really cool.
yeah, I agree. But yeah, you're right. I think I am just kind of like burned down on the gameplay style of Call of Duty. And it's just like, it's cool. It looks nice, but it's like, yeah, I'm kind of done with it.
It's a shame to see you go.
Well,
Andrew's just been watching us all drop off slowly.
Farewell,
He's
soldier.
used to it.
because you've dropped off, huh, Zach?
I mean,
You dropped off a while
I dropped
ago.
off a long time ago, but that was also partially due to one of my
incident.
games getting stolen. So
So you're day one, right?
I think so. I don't know. Well, not like because of the game, just funds. Oh, and then there's something else just around the corner that's coming out. Big day one.
Minecraft 2.
Unfortunately, no.
Damn. Okay.
What is it?
Doom Eternal.
I keep forgetting that's coming out.
Yeah, they don't do
Eternal.
it. They
I
don't
thought
like
that came out
have
already.
any ads for it at all.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of like that. Like
Like they're not even
the
around.
games that have like the ads constantly everywhere, that annoys me and almost turns me off of the game.
Like Call of Duty right now.
Yeah. Well,
Their
I
ads are
haven't.
They're not
haven't seen
everywhere,
those.
but they're
Pumped. They're starting to really
there.
like
Oh,
come
yeah.
out now.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah,
Zach, you're
but-
not day one on this one.
On Call of Duty?
Yeah,
Oh, no, God.
yeah. Neither am I. And the price won't drop, so I guess it might just
Doom
be
Eternal, though, I might be day one. I mean, that first one, really good. Surprisingly, I loved the story. Like,
Not
I
bad at all.
spent probably an extra 10 hours just hunting for collectibles just to figure out little story tidbits. I'm like, this stuff is really cool. I like this.
All right.
Is that all you have, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So I think that's it from us. Just one more time. Happy birthday to Michael.
Happy birthday,
Happy
you bitch.
birthday.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Well, too bad you couldn't be here, but oh well.
Yeah, cake and everything.
I know.
Oh well.
I was mad when he said that. When he texted
Yeah,
us,
Alex. I could tell Alex was hurt. He was the only one that responded.
He's big man.
No, he's just like, yeah, so I'm not gonna be there. Like, bitch, it's your birthday. You gotta be here. Like, I'm like, come on.
But it's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay. We'll see him later. We'll celebrate. But I mean, I guess he can't celebrate with our fans. It's too bad.
Yeah, too bad. Happy birthday, Michael.
Well, thank you guys for listening to this episode. Episode 39? 29?
38.
38. Okay, I have no idea what's going on.
You're a little off. It's all right.
I was one off initially.
Yeah.
And then I took a big jump. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. You know where to find us because you're already listening. But if you don't, iTunes, Podbean.com, Spotify, and YouTube, apparently. All right, thank you. Goodbye.